Of the most exciting times playing a mobile game is when you actually have a good game to play on the go. No Wi-Fi, no ads, just fun. Combine that with horror, or in this case, post-apocalyptic stuff, you get the best. If you're looking for something like that, here's some of the best offline zombie survival games to play on your Android and iOS devices as well. With over 150 million downloads on the Play Store alone. Number one, this is a quick mission by the way, because pretty long list today. It's a game called Dead Target. First of its own kind, and frankly one of the biggest mobile games in zombie shooting history. Dead Target's been out for quite a while, but even today it's got some of the best support teams, and every month it's getting an update, bringing over improvements, ridding of bugs, and including new content. This game's playable all the way offline if you wanted to, with optional ads if you like a little bit of extra lives. The whole thing's about 600 megabytes, and this is really how it looks. Regarded by almost half of its players as the best first-person zombie shooter ever that played. At number 2 we have Zombie Hunter. This is a third and first-person, almost a battle royale in feel that you have to, at some point, I'm assuming, pay for the full game, although I don't know what that's all about because that's what I hear, but I've never come across that specific message. Anyway, it's got a cap, it's pretty challenging. It actually is the kind of game that gets harder as you play it, and have the fancy to play it online with optional ads. The whole thing's about 400 megabytes in tops, and it's free all the way. While most zombie games, minus the ones that we've mentioned already, have a rather top-down, mostly strategy element in nature, survival, Into the Dead has a rather story-driven pace and nature. Not just that, some divine graphics for a mobile game amongst its best qualities. It's a first-person shooter adventure in nature about some guy saving his family from the zombie apocalypse by running, fighting, and crafting a lot of survival tools. I would say it's the one game in the list where you can actually have a dog companion if that's something you're into. Into the Dead 1 and 2 are both some of the best offline games in the mobile gaming period, and they're each about 500 megabytes in total. Now how about zombies the size of a damn dinosaur? Because Dead Trigger offers not only that, but everything else a console quality first-person survival shooter has to offer. I mean, I would say it's a 10 out of 10, where not only you have to fight to save yourself, but also help other survivors as well. It's a free-to-play game with freemium content where you get to have a nice set of guns with very unique functions, you can craft, gather supplies, and a rather serious gameplay and pace. The whole thing's about 1 gigabyte in total, and it's downloaded over 50 million times already. Number 5, it's a game I've mentioned a few days ago too, maybe the best paid survival game shooter that you can have hands on right now. It's a Last of Us inspired, albeit in first person from an indie developer, and the first work to a game called The Fall Survival. This game is rated a 5 out of 5 by every single player that they've ever tried it on the Play Store. There's a demo, you can play the full game for like $1, actually half a dollar. I've never heard of a bug that's been reported so far. It's graphically literally PlayStation 3 at least, and about 400 megabytes in total. Number 6, guys, from the same developers of World War II Polygon. Those people are some real veterans in low-poly 3D shooting games. We've got here the company's second biggest game on the Play Store, The Walking Zombie 2, which is a rather cynical comedy-themed zombie shooter with simply the most fun-to-play shooting components out there right now. It's just the same as any other game in the list today in premise or story, which is zombie apocalypse, but what it does offer more is boss fights and even flying enemies. It's a free one, about 700 megabytes in total and free all the way.
We're doing it.
Number 7. I mean, it's gotta be the one and only Telltale's The Walking Dead series. Some of the most beautifully done games, nothing like any other game in the list or in the platform except other Telltale games like Batman, the Telltale series. But you see, The Walking Dead comes in a few seasons that are both playable offline. However, there's a twist. Each game is about $5 a pop if you like the full game. If you do like interactive games, a good dose of jump scares and some real conversation between characters on top of a great story, Walking Dead is the way to go. The games are huge in scale, divine in story, and have a sweet feel on mobile devices on the go. Coming from an indie developer, yet offering the most detail and quality in this particular genre, at least one of the top 3, especially action-adventure first-person shooters, we've got over here Dead Effect 2. This game is legitimately the equivalent of all Fear PC games packed into just a single mobile exclusive, with an even better story and shooting mechanics. There's a reason this game's downloaded over 10 million times. I mean, come on. There's one downside though. This game is really big. It's about 4 GB in total, and it could get quite laggy or buggy on your device. Number 9, available on the Play Store alone since earlier this year, we have the single alien shooter style of basically top-down survival / bullet storm shooter that's themed with zombies, Dead Zombie Shooter Survival. This game is available for free, does have some pay-to-win content because at some point the game is really hard to advance, but nothing you couldn't handle if you're obsessed with what you earn from hard work. This game is about 500 megabytes in total, and it's quite addicting too. Number 10 with a 4.6. Formerly the game was just a 4, but recently ranked up a lot due to its developers' attention and support. With over 10 million downloads, we have Kill Shot Virus. This is one of the most graphically advanced action zombie shooters that's about 200 megabytes in total, which is almost a miracle for what it does have to offer in content. I mean, I know people that are still playing this game after 5 years, almost every day, and are still quite happy with the content, by demanding some more additions. Anyway, there's one problem: the gameplay is quite fast-paced in nature and could get a little laggy. If you like your zombie games more of an adventure in feel, where you have to accomplish missions a lot, I would definitely recommend you try Death Invasion. It's not just a story-driven mission-based zombie survival, it has one of the better shooting elements in this genre or mobile gaming ever had to offer, which is just automatic firing. That's actually something fundamentally necessary in this game, because it does get quite hard to get rewards, and there is a ton of content that you can purchase. You can get those rewards with hard work, or you can just pay real money to get them. 10 out of 10, played this one for months myself, never gotten tired of it. Rated a 4.9 out of 5 since earlier this year. Number 12, we have Dead Raid with over 5 million downloads so far. This game is the literal crown jewel of offline games released this year. If I could, I'd personally give it a 20 at least out of 10. It's challenging yet simple to get the hang of. You can even play it with just one finger if you wanted to. The game is free all the way, about 300 megabytes in total, and what I love about it personally is that you can actually shoot off zombies' arms and legs. This game is one of the best rated games on the Play Store, and it's actually free all the way. However, another game that's really addicting at the same time, pretty greedy on the Play Store, is another post-apocalyptic zombie survival shooter called Mad Zombies. This game is probably the best time killer in the list, but it comes with a price. I mean, it's enjoyable in pace that it just keeps making you want to purchase guns and special deals with real money. The good thing is it's a free game and playable offline, has PvP if you want it, has absolutely no bugs, and the whole thing's about 400 megabytes in total. Downloaded about 1,000 times only. Really underrated game. Escape from Chernobyl's been out for quite some time, but it's one of the absolute best action-adventure zombie survival games on the Play Store. This thing is so good, you won't even know the difference between a mobile game and a PlayStation 4 if you played it with a controller. The premise is somewhat a Metro/Stalker game, huge in scale, roughly 10 hours to finish, takes you about 2 gigabytes in total. There's one problem: it's a paid game and takes you about $5 a piece. And last but not least, we've got Age of Zombies as an action-adventure survival horror-themed run-and-gun shooter, almost a bullet hell retro, which was initially released for PSP and the PlayStation 3 about 12 years ago. This game is rated at a 4.7, sitting on both the Google and the App Store for free, about 400 megabytes in total, and playable all the way offline. That is it.